the freedom of friends after graduating high school. What do I mean by this? So I was thinking about this, and it's like, I just graduated from high school about a month ago, and it's been so freeing for me, and concerned with like my friends and my life in general. I feel like I've actually started to be able to succeed because I don't feel like I'm being smothered by other people. I love people. I think it's important to have relationships. Certainly ones that are beneficial for you and for the other person, and like relationships where you sacrifice your time and energy for other people. That's not the point of this video. I'm talking about people who would call you friends but aren't actually your friends, right? These are the people who you hung out with a couple of times, you dab each other up in the hallways, you're good friends for other reasons, and it's like, more of like acquaintances is the better word. And after graduating, and like I asked some of those people to come to my grad party and they didn't go, and it's like after graduating, it's so freeing finally to not be under their just to be around them. It's so freeing to like experience life as if it like started over again. You know what I mean? I got so tired of these friends, and I went to a small private school, so it's like you're with the same people for years, and I got so tired of them, and it was like, especially the whole senior year, it's like I have to put up with these people every day. I gotta put up sort of like a facade every single day, and it wasn't that serious, like I still enjoyed hanging out with them sometimes, but now it's like I don't feel any obligation to them now. And I love having my friend group being so much smaller now. Not friend group, but like just friends in general. It's like being so small, people that actually want to be around me, and I enjoy being around them. It brings so much freedom and relief of yourself, and I think too many people are just too connected with people after high school. Like they're too, they hold on to it for too long, It's like, if they weren't there for you, if they didn't have your back, if they were just like fair weather friends, like acquaintances, like you just give up on the relationship. Like you don't need that many relationships, you know what I mean? It's like, so many people, it's like, oh, we're still gonna stay in contact, like if you send reels to this person, or I don't know, have them on Snapchat or something, but it's like, you can just, I don't want to use the word cut them off because that's not like really what I'm talking about, but in some cases it is. If they're a harmful friend for you and you just need them to go away, if they're a negative person, if they, sort of hate on you for your goals and what you've had, or sort of like, not hate, but just like laugh at you and think it's funny, it mostly comes from an insecurity within themselves that they see you reaching for more than they could ever get, you know what I mean? And this kind of leads me into my story, specifically with these videos I'm talking about, where it's like, now I have so much freedom to succeed, you know what I mean? It's like I still had that freedom, but now it's like a weight has been lifted off my neck, and it's like I can breathe finally, and like I can visualize the freedom and the success. Whereas before it was like, maybe, but when I don't have these friends around me, and it's maybe it's just the energy of not having them around me, not being in that setting, and constantly having to put up, sort of like a fake smile and like fake laughs, it's just it's so freeing to not have to worry about those monotonous relationships, and to just sort of what's the word I'm looking for, sort of enjoy the solitude more, and the close relationship that you have with friends who are real for you, and trying to find those real friends. And I just don't understand why so many people carry on to these friends. Like I see it in so many of my brother graduated 3 years ago, and it's like he kept up with these people, and even like some of them where it's like I feel like you didn't need to be around them, and he did, stop talking to most of them, but it's like I don't get the need to do that, like the need to feel that, like you feel like you're doing them a service by like staying in contact with them or something. I really feel like I'm rambling right now, but if you sort of get what I'm talking about, it's like the moment I graduated and I finished, all these grad parties. And that's the funny thing too, is I was invited to a decent amount of grad parties, but I only went to like 3 on the first day, and everything else I just didn't go to. I just said I wasn't able to. I just didn't want to go. I was just tired of seeing these people. And not that I hate them or hold grudges against them, you know, like many of these people are just normal people, but it's like, it's sort of a remnant of my old self per se, where it's like, they still remind me of being confined to like, the failures that I thought I was destined for and the success that wasn't there. But now that I can visualize that success and visualize that plan, it's like, why would I want to be around them, you know? And it's really just learning to live, you know, with that success in mind. And like, I don't even think about them anymore, you know? And it's like, it's a cool thought, you know, where I show up at the high school reunion a couple years down, you know, the road, you know, and I'm married with my wife and I got a BMW M2, and it's like, it's cool to imagine that, and the principle of that is, I think, still good, but, you know, it's like, you sort of just need to detach from these people altogether and just forget about them, you know, think about them for what they were, and that's it, not for who they are or for who they're going to be. You know, I really don't care. Maybe we cross paths again, you know, if so, then I think for good reason we will, but yeah, just don't hold on to those people after high school. I mean, you know, be selective about who you know, choose to keep friends with. And I'm kind of early on this too. Like, again, it's a month after graduating, but man, I can't explain it, but it's just so freeing to just not have to worry about pleasing these people. And, you know, and even like, I'm meeting this one guy, and this guy who was like sort of like a father figure towards me throughout high school, and meeting with him and this other guy, and it's like we became good friends like sophomore, junior year, and then I kind of just drifted apart from him like second half of senior year, just because he said he had changed about stuff, and I don't want to get into it, but he said he had changed about stuff and he really hadn't, and I had seen that. It's like, I just don't want to hang around you anymore, you know? It's like, it's my choice and I don't have to do that. And so I just, again, it wasn't like I said something, I just slowly removed myself from being around him. You know, I didn't go to things that if I was invited to, or he'd be there, or if he invited me, you know, maybe I wouldn't go every time. And that was so freeing for me. Like, it really felt like he was just this, and again, he's not a bad person, but it's just, it's this strain on me, I feel like, you know. And it was like, when I'm succeeding, I wouldn't imagine his energy, his aura being around me when I do that. That sounds like so performative, but if you kind of get what I'm saying through that, where it's like, I don't see this person sticking with me through all I have to go through to reach this success, you know. And I think that's a good way of visualizing it too. It's like, would I want this person around me, you know, as I go through this process of suffering and, you know, failure, but it's leading to success, you know? So really just ask yourself that question, you know, would you want these people to be around you? You know, that's why we choose selective. We're very selective about who we choose to be friends with, especially during these periods of growing and these periods of in the waiting, you know? You know, who's going to be like the real one, or the real ones who stick with you through it all, you know? I don't know, those are just some of my thoughts. Bit of a later video, but I wanted to get one out tonight. I'll probably have more thoughts on this later, to be honest. It's a very interesting topic, and I think I'm very well equipped to speak on it. So anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts if you've had similar experiences, or, you know, if you just graduated and you're experiencing the same thing, or maybe you had it, you know, years ago. Whatever it is for you, just, you know, share if you have something in common or something like that. But anyway, thank you for watching.